historia de la NBA, Darryl Baby Gorilla Dawkins.
From the planet Lovetron, 6'11" center, 5th year, Darryl Dawkins.
Rim record, a heart stopper. I was all of that, and a bag of chips, and they just weren't ready for it.
And Darryl takes it right home.
That was awesome. I mean, nobody's funnier than Darryl Dawkins. When we went on the road, he carried a big boom box on his shoulder, and he used to lean over to me sometimes. He said, "Man, my shoulder's hurting. I don't think I can shoot my jumper tonight." I said, "Why do you think your shoulder's hurting, Darryl?" "I don't know. I must have slept on it funny." I said, "Well, you think it has something to do with you carrying that big 40-pound boom box around with you everywhere you go on your shoulder?"
Dr. Duncanstein had a whole mythology about dunking and Grutron. He had a whole way of looking at the world.
I came out and I talked about my own planet, Lovetron. I talked about invisible cars that you could see through.
And he started there. Now we know this guy snapped. Now we know he's crazy.
He was kind of like a Muhammad Ali of basketball. You know, he could come up with rhymes, and he started naming his dunks. The chocolate thunder, dunder.
Turbo Sexophonic Delight dunk, which you go up, swivel your hips a little bit for the girls. The left-handed spine chiller supreme, right-handed spine chiller supreme.
He had names that just come out of anywhere. I mean, he could be sleeping, he talking about names.
It got to be so much fun to me that I'd be laying home at night in the bed thinking, now, what can I do? Can I dunk 2 balls at one time? I got to come up with another name for him. But my main thing was power.
Shaquille O'Neal, he dunks. Darryl Dawkins, dunks.
Darryl Dawkins creció en Orlando, Florida. Durante su adolescencia construyó su físico en una fábrica de neumáticos, mientras afilaba su talento natural para el baloncesto en partidos callejeros. En el 75, a los 18 años, se convirtió en el primer jugador seleccionado en el draft de la NBA sin pasar por la universidad.
He was a man child. He was young, he was immature, he was trying to belong and prove that he belonged at an early age.
He was like a new trend of the big man because, see, back in the days before, say the real big centers were like that. You had the Willis Reeds, the Bob Laniers, with those big bodies like that. They wasn't really high jumpers like this man. This man was not only had finesse, but he can jump out the building.
Nadie dudó nunca de la aptitud física de Dawkins. Su aproximación mental, sin embargo, no era la idónea para un profesional de la época. Su actitud jocosa y divertida no era entendida por la mayoría de sus entrenadores y compañeros.
Billy was really upset at Darryl at one practice. And so Darryl says, "Okay, dude." and then Billy stops in his tracks and he looks back at him and he says, "My name ain't Dude." So he says, "Okay, dude."
He wanted to be a very good basketball player, but there's a price you pay for that. There's no question there's talent, but you have to sacrifice. You have to make such a commitment.
They would call me into the office and say, "Hey, Darryl, you gonna get serious about basketball? What's your first love?"
Very few people understood him. Darryl would baffle you on one end and charm you on the other.
I was so frustrated with him. And I'd pull him over the side and I'd just, "Darryl, you know, if you don't start doing A, B, C, and D, that's it. Get out of here." And, "Yeah, Coach, you're right. And I finish and I turn to walk away and he trips me. And he's standing there hysterical. And you turn around and you look at him and you say, "Oh, Darryl," and you have to laugh.
They didn't want you to, at that time, have fun playing basketball. It was like you had to go out on the floor, you had to look serious, you had to have your game face on, and you know, I'd be going out there waving at people in the crowd, waving, "Hey, look at that girl over there, looking at this," and the coach would say, "Darryl, get serious." But I was doing my job, I just had a different way of doing it.
Pese a que los Sixers alcanzaron la final de la NBA en 3 ocasiones con Dawkins en el puesto de pívot, su personalidad no era bienvenida en Filadelfia, y en 1982 se llevó su espectáculo a New Jersey.
Dawkins. Oh, what a muscle move, and this time it's against Philadelphia.
Cambió de equipo, de uniforme, pero no de comportamiento. Siguió siendo un niño grande que hacía continuas bromas e incurría también en constantes contradicciones. Un atleta muy dotado para el deporte que, sin embargo, nunca alcanzó su supuesto potencial.
I think part of it had to do with the fact that he came in without the benefit of playing some college basketball. He came in at 18, 19 years old, and just really, even though he was physically ready for the NBA, he certainly wasn't emotionally ready.
Everybody would criticize Darryl Dawkins for not living up to his potential. I had no potential. They wanted me to be the next Wilt Chamberlain. They wanted me to be him, and I could never be him. I always made it fun for myself, and I wanted to entertain people, because people can go see basketball anywhere, but they see a different side of people when you try to entertain them.